Right, I figured out how it looks like when you restart the game in the middle of a level, I guess. Is that you play this story and it asks you to choose the difficulty level again, and God damn it, and it prompts you to choose a chapter. So that's cool. It's pretty much replaying the entire chapter. But by that token, I can tell you that it's a third chapter in the game right now. So hopefully I'll be able to like do 2 chapters at once. Half an hour. Anyway. Other thing I wanted to mention last time, or really in this playthrough I guess, is Cuphead. I talked about Cuphead briefly during my Jedi Outcast playthrough, where I mentioned that Cuphead now is like a golden standard of difficulty. Like Cuphead is now Dark Souls of video games, meaning it's the new super hardcore and not for children, have to deal with everything on your own game, where the entire point is that nothing holds your hand. So come on, I'm gonna fucking die. Nothing holds your hand and it's difficult, and somehow dying 60 times is the height of video game performance, or video game, what is it, design. If you die a lot, it means the game's good. So that's Cuphead and Dark Souls for you. And Cuphead is 2D side-scroller, and it's a shmup. But what's important about Cuphead is that Cuphead isn't 16 bits or any kind of other bits. It's fully fledged, full graphics instead of fucking... Ah, there we go. Finally, hit the right button at the right time. Gonna die anyway. Unless I get the beer soon enough. I got it. You can mash that out actually. As long as you hit the correct button in the correct time. It doesn't matter if you hit the wrong button at the wrong time. So that's good. Also, it's very torturous on my hand actually, on my wrist, pressing all those buttons. Maybe I can hit less often. I don't have to mash them so hard. The attacks will come out anyway. Oh, come on now. So Cuphead, yeah. It's all super hard and shit. And I also mentioned how what's important about Cuphead is that it's been reviewed or like started, showcased would be a good word for that. It was showcased by that company or channel, if you want to call it that, where they talk about games, or like showcase them really, or review them, and how people who are supposed to review and showcase games don't know how to play them. So Cuphead is... what is it? Cuphead is like a measuring stick. What is it? A foot stick? Mile stick? Yardstick. It's a yardstick of your performance in game. Essentially, like I mentioned previously in my playthrough, what Cuphead is, what happened to Cuphead is a brilliant marketing which set Cuphead as something that everyone has to play to show that they're not as inept as the dude that tried to review it or showcase it. So this isn't Cuphead, and I don't think I'm not really interested in Cuphead. But maybe I'll get to play it too, once it's all stale and no one is interested, and it doesn't matter what you play because there's another hot shit just out that you should be playing because everyone else is. I think that's what's unique about my channel. I'm not playing the thing that everyone else is playing. Like everyone is playing God of War right now, and I'm not. I'm special in this case. I'm not playing God of War because I don't have PS4. I don't even have a good controller, as I mentioned previously. Good thing I can dodge bullets. And they're not even fast. Well, I'm not fast either, I guess. There we go. Yeah, again, talking about my controller. You know, you might say that I should buy those like condoms for analog sticks, so I don't abrase my thumb, like I mentioned. But that costs money. And what I figured out is that you need a protection. You need protection from that. So you can have that either put the protection on the knob or on your hand. And what can you possibly put on your hand to be comfortable and, you know, sort of stylish maybe even. And also that works. What I figured out is gloves. So I'm wearing gloves right now to play this game. And it's not the specifics of the game, it's the specifics of the controller I've got. Also the controller I've got is, like I mentioned, like $3. And I've been thinking maybe it's not the best. What's wrong with it is that, oh fuck. He'll just rush me down and keep rushing me down until he fucking hits me. Ah shit, come on now, I'm gonna be dead soon enough. You went better last time. Fuck. Also, the previous boss was supposed to be a butcher, but it ended up being some kind of imposter or something. And butcher can be found in Meat District, because he's butcher. What's funny about that is name of the character and of this game is Shank, and what Shank is like a top part of the leg of the animal that you cook. So in essence he's meat too, aside from the fact that you're human and you've got muscles, so you're at least partially made of muscles, meat, so that goes in hand with that. Yeah, so lots of meat themes in this game, I guess. Other thing that you can say about the meat theme is that the girl in the beginning was kidnapped, and they talked about how they're gonna fuck her. So we've got some meat she's gonna experience some meat there. Shit. Ah, come on now. Good job. So I guess I'll have a chance to play with minigun this time. Shit. And there we have the open space, and he's not dead yet. There we go. Pity you can't move when shooting this. Fortunately we're at the end of the fucking screen, so we don't really have to move. I am. And it works well. And you get very immobile. There we go, there's the problem. He managed to get behind me. Yeah, and I can't pick up with that. How do I just jump away from it, I guess. Yeah, can't carry it, there's the pole. Right. Good thing I didn't fall and die. Yeah, the controller. So what's wrong with this controller aside from the fact that the analog sticks are sharp, thin and sharp, and can actually hurt you? Well, because it's got 3 buttons, right? The analog, the select. Maybe I should press select. Maybe there's some options there in the game when you press select. Start, select, and analog. And those buttons are horribly mismatched or like misplaced, because you really have to put an effort and wriggle the entire fucking button, like the rubber piece that sticks out of the controller's body, to actually have the function work. And I can never really have it do reliably. That's one thing. I'm trying to press one of them right now. This doesn't seem like it won't work. The other thing about the analog sticks is... I'm just drinking. The other thing about the analog sticks is that they can actually get stuck. Ah, come on now, these fucking dogs. Perfect spot to have this fucking fight. They'll either fucking pounce on you and stun you, or you shoot something and it'll end up being the barrel, like that. And then they'll get to the other side and you can't do the attacks reliably. Fantastic. Yeah, like that. And somehow they're strong enough to withstand knife cuts, even though they're just dogs. Like, out of all the things that... oh man, it's like emergent commentary. So, the thing that people do when they're being attacked by a dog is that they don't really fight the dog. You know, you can kick the dog, right? You can fight against the dog. Like, the biggest thing the dog's got against you is piercing teeth. But if you, like, you've got your eyes in front of your, at the front of your face, so you've got stereoscopic sight. So you know when they're gonna approach you, which means you can judge and time your kick so that you can kick them in the face before they'll bite you. And I'm pretty sure that will deter them. Also, when you start fucking punching their assholes. Shit. Again, you have. Then again, it's like Dark Souls. When you've got the parry, the attacks are deliberately prolonged or delayed, so that you can't just parry on reaction. You have to know weapons timings. You have to know weapons timings to parry them correctly. And it's like with this gun, instead of pulling the gun out and just shooting you and dodging it on reaction, you have to let him shoot you, and the distance also takes time. The bullets take time to travel, and they go slow, so you can't dodge on reaction. There we go. Is this where I ended up previously? Anyway, well, I'll have to keep going anyway. Ugh, fuck. Use strong attacks. They don't work as well as you'd like to anyway. Use pistols. They don't work as well as you'd want to anyway either. What was I saying? Yeah. But the left and right 1, 2 and 3 work correctly on the gamepad. So at least... Oh yeah, this is pretty much the place. Just explore... Oh yeah, just explore yourself. So I've been thinking, I bought a controller for $3. So can you find some... shit, I'm gonna get murked soon enough. Ass. And the guy with the fucking ram. You don't really need grenades right now. What's the thing? Good right now. Alright, that's fine. So I got a gamepad for $3, and the question is, can you still get a good controller that's more than $3, but not much more? Like, can you get a controller that doesn't cost $50 or $100? That's good. You know that you can get a bad controller for... Oh, that went well. You can get a bad controller for $100, which is the Xbox Pro Elite exclusive something. That doesn't work. It will work for him, but not for me. I can't shoot upwards with the gun. Come on, with the gun's help? No. Oh, that went bad. Shit, there we go. What else? What was I able to do there? Dodge it when I was being shot and stun locked? You're just gonna have to remember that there's a guy there. Anyway, So can you get a gamepad for like $6 and be better than what I've got, but and still pretty good, but not like it's still expensive? The answer probably is yes, though I really wanted not to spend a lot of money on that. So I guess getting it for $3 is a good idea, for me at least. It works, as you can see, to some extent at least. Also, it's a third party, so it's not that every game will either natively recognize the button inputs correctly, because, or those, how did I say it? Anyway, they'll either not recognize the button inputs natively, or, well, it's not either or. It recognizes button input correctly by default, or it requires a third-party software that somehow sends information, makes Windows recognize the controller as Xbox controller, and that's shit. Yeah, there we go. Good thing that has range, I guess. Didn't I die here previously too? Oh good, that will well. And that'll help us in our way forwards. Yeah. So buying not the cheapest controller there is. Shit. Now a fucker with a shield that won't even let me jump over him. I jumped over him. Are they Mexicans? That's racist. No, just do that to me. I'm dead. Amazing. Fuck, man. Who needs Cuphead if you can't handle this? Might as well. I won't be able to reach him in time. And then he just has 2 frames of animation that you can't fucking respond to. It's fine. That's difficulty after all, right? Make it impossible and then just fucking figure out a way to avoid it completely. Never come close enough to fight it. Oh shit. Fantastic. At least that should... no. That won't save me after this fight with the shield fuck. It will recharge my health though. Fuck. There we go, I'm dead again. Really. And that's no longer fun to do. And your attacks have really short range, so you can't really deal with those who are behind you. It's no God of War really. Would have thought. Why would you use heavy attacks if they take too long to perform and have you open to damage? There we go. Just lunges with 1 frame of animation. Shield fucking defends everyone. If not, some motherfucker behind you will just pull out his gun, because then you don't have anything that will work remotely as efficiently. Come on. And throwing grenades won't help, because he'll use the shield. I guess I'm gonna have to just use more grenades more often, because when you get the guys that actually fucking use the grenades, you get like a lot of them, I think. Can't really tell, I'm always carrying maximum, and you can't really focus on one enemy not exactly, because then again, someone behind will put out a gun and shoot you. What I wanted to mention previously also is that the air smelled nice. It was warm. It smelled like rain. And there we go, see? He'll just pull out his gun and dodge you continually. I don't think I'll get the fucking entire chapter this time. And I'd rather I had. I guess next time what I'm gonna have to do is start a game, play up to this point. And there we go. I'll just stun lock it. Get into strong attack because it's too slow. And then they'll on both sides of me, and my attacks don't go that far. Don't give me coverage. Don't really have anything that has you control the field in all aspects, really. So next time I'm gonna have to play up until this point and hit record, and then that'll be a solution. Well, then he just runs. You can hardly stop him. They're already pulling their guns out. He already does. Can't dodge it because he'll prolong it. It was out of the fucking screen, couldn't be ready for that. Hardly any clue for that either. Like sound clue or something. And it goes roar and charges at you, so you know that's coming. Again, one frame of an animation. Of an elbow. That's smart. That's good practice. It's very EA kind of practice where you've got one frame of animation, and this game would work for them great if it was an arcade, because you'd have to put in coins over and over again. So is that the end of the chapter? Possibly. Great. So as I wanted to say, you can buy the controls that are a little bit more expensive and a little bit more well built, but why would you? It's like going to a restaurant and buying wine. You know, people figure out, the people that run restaurants figure out that what you do is you buy the cheapest wine, but you don't want to look like a skimp or like someone that doesn't want to spend money, so they'll buy the second to last cheapest wine. So they figure that out and put the worst wine there. So you're getting fucked. You're better off buying the cheapest wine. But then again, you're better off just not buying wine at all because it's filth and doesn't taste good at all. It might taste good if there was no alcohol in there because alcohol really ruins it. It's like, yeah, talking about that, it's if you ever wanted to be a sommelier or experienced a sommelier, you should know that there are fucking scammers. They don't know what you're talking about and you can cheat them easily. And the last thing about wine I wanted to mention that came to my mind is that there is a company that makes expensive wines for cheap with science. They like analyze the chemical composition of the wine and reproduce it cheaply. And they'll just use the correct compound right away. Was that? Oh, concept art. We probably won't look at this because it's free to play, and if you want to experience this completely, you'll have to buy the DLC of the actual game. So, wine, yeah, they get the compound right away. Like, for instance, it adds flavor when you have whatever you have, beer or wine in big oaken barrels, and it mixes with the juices from the planks that the barrel is made of, and it enriches the flavor. And you can cheat that by putting it into a glass bottle, but also sticking like a popsicle stick in there to mix out of with that, and it almost works but not quite. So what they do is they go for the oak juice straight away, I guess, and they have 90% fooling rating or something. Yeah, there we go. I'm fucking dead. with 90% fooling rating, so it's a win-win situation really. They've got good wine, or what people would call good wine, and they sell it for cheap, and it's really close to what it should be, almost indistinguishable. So I advise you, it has my free-to-play stamp of being a cheapskate, to buy that because it's cheaper and is as good. So that's the thing about wine. And now guess I'll stop here, because when I get into another battle, also when the chapter stopped or started a new next chapter started, so I'll have less to replay. So keep watching, or tell your friends to start watching everything I've ever made, because I need it. Subscribe and shit.